Carolina. She joins us now, and Ellen, we are also live streaming this on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, so our viewers can ask you what's happening there and what's expected from the storm. Viewers can submit their questions at facebook.com/CBC News, youtube.com/CBC News, and at CBC News on Twitter. All right, Ellen, while we wait for questions from our viewers, let me ask you this. How is the community there preparing?
Well, Andrew, there is a big sense of community. We're in Wilmington, the downtown part of Wilmington, North Carolina, and there are quite a few locals who are still here. Actually, this store behind me is the only shop that's still open, and it's surprisingly well stocked, and we've seen dozens of people coming in and out throughout it all day. Other than this, though, and a few bars that are open for people having hurricane watch parties, most of the residences and the homes in this area are boarded up. Now, in terms of the wider preparations in Wilmington and the overall county, we spoke to the county chairman yesterday, who said that they have shelters open. There are about a dozen shelters open. Some of them are full. They've been busing people out of Wilmington into other areas in North Carolina, more inland areas, to help them get away from the storm that is coming. Another point, obviously, with this storm, which is set to hover over this area for several days, is, of course, electricity and power. And we have here Jeff Brooks, who is the spokesman for Duke Energy. That's the largest electricity provider in the Carolinas. You have a very busy few days ahead. What kind of preparations have you been doing the last few days?
Well, we're expecting a devastating and historic storm here in the Carolinas. As many as 75% of the 4 million customers we serve could be without power. So we've been bringing in crews from around the country. About 20,000 crews will be stationed here in the Carolinas. And once that storm passes, we're able to move those crews into the hardest hit areas and begin our restoration, which is going to take days, potentially weeks in some areas.
And what are the biggest challenges for that kind of operation?
Well, you know, we're looking at a storm that's going to linger here for 1 to 2 days. So you're going to have extensive flooding in some areas. You're going to have a lot of downed equipment, down lines, and then add to that just the dangers of trees and other things in this part of the country that just make travel difficult and work very challenging. So we have a lot of work ahead of us, but our crews are well trained. They're ready to respond, and we'll work until we get it all done.
Have you ever had a response like this before, or is this an unprecedented storm for your teams?
This is the largest deployment in the history of Duke Energy. We've brought crews from as far away as Florida and Texas and the Midwest, and we have other resources available if we need it. So we are thinking this is going to be a historic storm for us, and we just ask our customers patience as we work to get them restored.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
So, Andrew, that gives you a sense of both the scale of the storm that is coming and also the scale of the preparations, trying to get ahead of it, trying to get people back to normal life as quickly as possible once Florence passes. And
so, Ellen, you know, as I look there, it doesn't look very bad right now. We know that the outer edges of that storm has struck, but what are the conditions like where you are?
Well, it's a little bit variable. If we had started this conversation about half an hour ago, it was quite gusty and quite rainy. We thought this might be a bit difficult to actually do this live, given the conditions just about 20 minutes ago. Right now, it's completely calm. This is probably the least windy it's been all day, but that is going to change as we move forward into the coming hours. Wind gusts on Friday, for example, are expected to be over 180 kilometers an hour. So this really is, I hate to use the cliche, but it really is the calm before the storm.
And Ellen, we have a question from Miguel Guerrero on Facebook asking, are flights going to be affected?
Flights will certainly be affected across much of the southeast over the coming days. The storm has had a very variable track. There was yesterday it was forecast to go perhaps more south down the coast. Now perhaps it might go slightly more northwards. So yeah, airports across the Carolinas, certainly Virginia, Georgia, could all see cancellations as a result of the storm. And then of course there are the knock-on effects when you have cancellations at any major American airport. So travel over the coming days definitely going to be affected, and not just airplanes. You have trains, obviously, cars. We've spoken to a lot of locals who are choosing to ride out the storm here in Wilmington, and the main reason they want to do that, they say, is because they don't want to get stuck outside of Wilmington. They don't want to not be able to drive back in. So that actually has been one of the main reasons people have been giving us for actually staying here and riding out the storm.
And Pat Westwood on Facebook wants to know, how far inland will this storm go?
It will go very far inland. This is a huge hurricane, and it will hover over the Carolinas for several days. And the storm was downgraded overnight into a Category 2 storm. So there were some people that we've spoken to throughout the day sort of breathing a sigh of relief over that. The problem with this storm, though, is the rain, and it really is going to park itself over this area further in to North Carolina and South Carolina as well. Just sort of sit there and dump a whole lot of rain over the next few days. Enough, according to some forecasts, to fill 15 million Olympic swimming pools. So you can only imagine the kind of damage that could create. And there are very low-lying areas. We were down by the water a few minutes ago, the Cape Fear River here in Wilmington, and the water now, before any real rain has fallen as a result of the storm, is basically up to the dock. So where I am standing now, just up a little hill from the river, this area will most likely be flooded this time tomorrow.
And that's what's interesting about this, Ellen, right? Because, you know, we in the media, and this is how we gauge hurricanes, and we often talk about hurricane Category 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 being the worst, but that really takes into account the wind. So even though it's a Category 2, do you get the feeling that people almost have this false sense of security because the winds are a little bit lower? But as you say, the real concern could be some major flooding, which can be just as dangerous, if not more dangerous in some ways.
It's a bit of a mix. We have talked to people throughout the day who obviously are happy that the winds have been downgraded in terms of this now being a Category 2 storm. They are, as I say, breathing a sigh of relief over that, but that really doesn't really take into account, again, the water that this storm is going to bring, the rain, the fact that it's going to be just sort of hovering here. It's being compared to Hurricane Harvey, actually, from last summer, which dumped all that rain onto Houston because it just sat there and spun and rained on the city. So we could see something very similar. I did talk to one man down by the river who has a property on Carolina Beach, which is an even more low-lying area. That area has been completely evacuated for the most part. There are some people still holding on there. But he said he isn't so much worried about the winds, but he did say it's the floods that do the big damage. Thankfully, his home is on stilts, like so many are in the southeast, but he's still concerned, Andrew.
All right, Ellen, thank you. We're going to leave that there on CBC News Network, but you're going to keep taking viewer questions online. Viewers can find you on the CBC News Facebook page, YouTube, and Twitter. The CBC's Ellen Mauro in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Hi everyone who's watching on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. My name is Ellen Mauro and we're live with you from Wilmington, North Carolina, which is a city set to take a direct hit from Hurricane Florence starting in the next few hours. I'm just going to disconnect myself from TV here and get ready to take your questions. Now, just to reset where we are again in the downtown strip of Wilmington, North Carolina. Most of the businesses here are boarded up, but there are a lot of locals who are still hanging around the city. We're actually in front of a store, which is the last store that's opened in the city, and we've seen dozens of locals going in there throughout the day. As you can tell, conditions so far aren't too bad. We had some gusty winds a short time ago. Right now it's calm. It really is that calm before the storm again, which will start really affecting this area in the coming hours. I just want to bring in a guest here. We will be taking your questions, so please post them on Facebook and YouTube and on Twitter. We'll get to them shortly. But this is Jeff Brooks, who is the spokesman for Duke Energy, which is the largest electricity provider in the Carolinas. And you, sir, have a very busy few days ahead of you. Can you tell us what this storm means in terms of restoring power to people afterwards?
Well, Ellen, this is going to be a historic and devastating storm for the Carolinas. It's one that we've not seen in many years. We're going to see extensive power outages. As many as 75% of our 4 million customers will be without power, we anticipate. And those outages are going to last not just a few hours, but days and potentially weeks. So we've got our work cut out for us ahead.
And how much preparation does that take?
You know, it takes an army to really respond to a storm like this, and we've got several thousand crew members already here in the Carolinas, but because it's a statewide storm, they have to stay in their communities and actually make sure those communities are safe. And so we've brought in additional resources from places like Florida, from the Midwest, from Georgia, all to help Texas, even as far as that, to help us with this restoration. It's the largest deployment in the history of Duke Energy's as a company, and it's about 20,000 people who will be here to help restore power.
I wish you the best of luck over the coming days. Thank you so much for
Thank
talking
you.
to us.
Stay safe out there.
Thank you. You as well.
Okay.
You as well. So that gives you a sense of the scope of the storm, the level of preparation that has to go into allowing people to return to normal life as soon as possible afterwards. I'm just going to get to a few of your questions on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you for sending them in. MGS on YouTube is wondering about pets and animals, how they are being evacuated, or how the residents staying intend of keeping themselves and their animals safe. Well, in terms of evacuations, some of the shelters that have been opened by the city of Wilmington are pet friendly. A few of them are. So we've seen pets being brought into shelters with their owners, and that obviously is a great source of comfort, both for the animals and the people. There also were buses that left the area last night heading to more inland parts of North Carolina, and those buses were pet friendly as well. So the city is certainly taking that into consideration. In terms of people who are staying throughout the storm, we've actually seen a lot of people in the community today who have dogs. I mean, almost every couple or family who's walked past us, locals, are walking dogs. And I've asked a few, you know, do your dogs get nervous in the weather? I had a dog growing up. She didn't like thunderstorms. And they said they're just going to have to ride it out. Now they have lots of water in terms of supplies. One woman says she sort of plans on putting her dogs in a dark room so they can't, you know, see all the wind or be aware of exactly what's going on. So people who are staying know they're taking a risk, but they really are being cautious about that risk and trying to do it as smart as possible. How long before it hits Carolina? That's coming from a YouTube viewer. Really in the next few hours. Later this afternoon, we're going to start really feeling the tropical storm force winds. Just a short time ago, there were a lot of gusts. The weather took a turn quite quickly in terms of gusty winds and rains, but then it quieted back down, and we'll probably see that for the next little while. I just want to get to another guest before we take more of your questions, which we will do. We were speaking earlier. Can you remind me what your name is?
Michael.
Michael. And Michael, you want to just step a little bit closer so Jason can get us both in. Tell me, you just moved here from Connecticut.
Yes, ma'am. From Connecticut 11 days ago rather, and this is quite the surprise.
How are you feeling?
A little on edge, a little nervous. It's a really beautiful city, and I've grown to fall in love with it in a very short period of time, and it's sad to think that the landscape and everything is going to change here after the next 2 days, and people are not taking a Category 2 seriously, and that kind of scares me, that just because the winds are 10 miles slower than what the last advisory was, it's going to do a lot of damage here.
And so what have you done to prepare? Because you are riding it out, right?
Riding it out here, and actually amateur chasing a storm myself. I'll be up and down chasing for a while. My windows are boarded up. I have water to last me for a week, canned goods, you name it. I have everything all ready for the week. Money out of the ATM machine. All my documents are in a box in the microwave, so I'm prepared.
Thank you so much for
Yeah,
talking
thank
to
you
us,
so
Michael.
much.
Best of luck.
Have to be safe. Have a safe day.
Thank you. You as well. And I think you can actually hear, I can't see what's going on, but you hear that drilling sound. That probably is another area boarding up its windows. We saw a few businesses who were just doing that boarding up this morning. I'm just going to look at my phone here and see more questions that we're getting in from social media. We have questions about evacuation. Why do people disobey a mandatory evacuation? Well, the city of Wilmington is actually under a voluntary evacuation order. So no one is breaking that rule by staying here. There are parts that are under a mandatory evacuation, and in those areas it is more deserted. But here in Wilmington, we've talked to people who live in apartments, for example, that are we talked to one man this morning who lives on the 3rd floor. And so people, if they feel like they're safe from the storm surge and the water, from what we're hearing from them, they sort of feel safe enough to stay. The concern, of course, the winds will be destructive, gusts of around 180 kilometers an hour. But the real danger when it comes to the storm and the aftermath of the storm is the storm surge and the flooding that it brings. So people, if they feel like they're high up enough, that does seem to be a risk that a lot of people here are finding one worth taking. How far, this is a question from Francis Preston on Facebook, how far do you think the water will come in? Well, that's a hard one to say. Just one second. That's a hard one to say. We have been talking to locals here who do think the street where we are will be underwater tomorrow. The storm surge that's forecast is about 4 meters. Now, we are just a little up a hill from the Cape Fear River. Certainly closer to the river, it will be underwater, but locals do anticipate that this street, which is the main street in downtown Wilmington, could be underwater as well. Now, if you just take a look down the street here, you can see some last-minute preparations. My cameraman, Jason, will show you that. People with plywoods and boards. It may seem perhaps a little late to be doing that, but the weather hasn't taken a turn quite yet, and certainly there probably is a sense that as it gets a bit closer to the storm, people get a bit more concerned, even though the storm was downgraded overnight. Now, you probably can't see it, but just past where those men were with the boards is a bar that's open. People having a hurricane party. There's 2 that we saw down the street. So in Wilmington, we have this store, the Gourmet Market, that's open. That's very well stocked given the circumstances. And then 2 bars for hurricane watch parties. Just gonna see if there's any more questions. From Marina McTavish on Facebook, a couple of days ago, weather forecast gave Washington, D.C. as potentially being impacted. Will that happen? Well, Washington, D.C. will see rain as a result of the storm, but the forecast is still quite variable. It really depends on how long it hovers over the Carolinas and what exactly it does after that point. What we've seen with the storm is that the forecast has changed. It tracked further north a few days ago where it was going a bit more north in North Carolina. Then it looked like it was going to go more south. So it really is hard to say, but certainly DC will see more rain than normal as a result of this storm. Now again, we are taking your questions on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So please feel free to post them. Happy to answer anything that you'd like to know. I'm also keeping my eyes out for locals who maybe will share their stories about staying and riding through the hurricane with us. A lot of people that we've talked to have said that they've ridden out hurricanes in the past, and so they're willing to ride this one out too, though Florence has given people a lot more cause for concern. Hi there.
Hi.
Would you be willing to talk to us? We're Canadian Broadcasting. We spoke earlier today.
Yes, we did.
Can we talk about the storm and your preparations?
Yeah, I'm just helping some. I live in a building there, and there's older people in there, so I'm just getting them some supplies, and that's about it. Just helping them, when it hits. So.
How are you feeling about it coming?
Well, you're Italian, I'm Italian, so we just deal with it,
Well, thank you very much for talking to us. Appreciate it. Best of luck. Thank you. And that is the spirit of a lot of people here. They're dealing with it. They're going to stay and they're going to ride it out as best as they can. Now, one thing we've heard from a lot of people when you ask them why they stay is that they don't want to get stuck away from their homes. We met a couple last night who's riding out the hurricane in their home, and we said, why stay? Why not go somewhere else? And they said, we'd rather be here to get things back to normal as soon as possible than be somewhere else and have to potentially wait days or weeks to drive back in as things calm down. So that's the reason. We're getting lots of questions about how reporters stay safe during hurricane coverage. Well, this is my first hurricane, so I'm maybe not the best versed to answer that question, but in terms of how my cameraman, Jason Lother, and myself are going to stay safe, not taking any unnecessary risks. Obviously, we want to give you all a sense of what it's like down here, what it's like to experience that kind of storm and the winds and the flooding, but we're not going to take any risks to our own safety. You're not going to see me in the middle of the street getting buffeted by winds. We're right now actually under a cover. Jason with the camera is sort of blocked by a wall so the wind doesn't knock over our equipment. If a big wind gust came, you'd probably see me pushed back a little bit, but we're going to do our very best to stay safe. It does take a lot of preparation to cover an event like this. A lot of times when you go to a news story, you pack up your gear, your technical gear, make sure you have clothes, and you hit the road. This deployment was not like that at all. There were trips to outdoor clothing stores, for example. The biggest thing for us is making sure we have enough water, enough food, and enough gasoline, both so that we're well resourced, but also because when you come into the areas affected, obviously those resources aren't as plentiful, and perhaps more importantly, you don't want to take the resources from the people who are here and who are living here. So we brought all of our supplies down from Washington, D.C. Michaela Wyatt on Facebook: has an emergency shelter been put in place for those in homes, hospitals, and the homeless? Yes, there have been emergency shelters for any group of people who needs them. We actually did meet some homeless people who were in a shelter last night, and they were actually taken out of the shelter because it was getting to capacity, and they were bused on a city-run bus to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So the city authorities, the county authorities aren't taking any risks on that matter, and they're really trying to keep everyone safe no matter what that person's situation is. So again, please keep your questions coming. I'm just going to take a look down the street. Hey guys, do you want to be on Canadian Facebook and CBC News Facebook? All right, we're just going to ask you, are you riding out the storm?
Yes, we are.
How are you feeling?
Nervous but excited.
Have you ridden out a hurricane before?
I have. I grew up an hour west of here, so I've done Fran. Fran was like the worst, I guess, I would say. But, yeah.
So what are your plans during the storm?
Stay in the house.
Go to the house, eat.
Everything's already boarded up, prepared, so we're pretty much ready
Great,
for
well,
this one.
best of luck. You're getting some last minute supplies?
No, just
No,
going
we're
in.
walking around, yeah.
Okay.
Going in, saying hi to Sam, who owns this place.
Okay,
So,
cool. Well, thanks so much for talking to us. Appreciate
problem.
it. Best of luck. So you do get the sense, I mean, there is a major storm approaching. It will start hitting in the next few hours, but people here are really remarkably calm. We've met people who are obviously a bit alarmed, a bit scared. They haven't seen something like this before. But as long as people feel like they've adequately prepared in terms of supplies, there really is a keep calm and carry on spirit here in Wilmington. Just gonna open up my okay, from Humbled One on YouTube, are there any other states that could possibly be affected by the storm surge? Well, certainly North Carolina is going to bear the brunt of that, particularly this area in Wilmington. Other areas, though, in northern South Carolina could certainly see flooding as well, places like Charleston, perhaps. But North Carolina definitely going to bear the brunt of this. Now, we are going to wrap up. Thanks so much for watching on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We'll have the latest on the storm on all of the CBC news platforms over the coming days. So please watch and think about the people here in Wilmington, North Carolina over the coming days. Thank you.